Shout out Q. Shout out Q. Shout out Q. Shout out Q.
The first day of camp for the James Wood Colonels. Joining me is Vincent Salvati. Vincent, coming off your break, going into the second portion of camp with 2 days early on, just how are you feeling? How's it like getting back out on the football field, getting ready? Because I know there's probably football maybe exactly a month away.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It feels great. Everybody has high energy. Everybody's excited to be here, and everybody wants to be here.
I know that it's still sort of early, sort of like preparing yourself for the more harder days of practice, more install. I know it was still pretty early, but how is it just getting back out there and the preparation, preparing for those more harder practices to come when you get closer to regular season football?
I mean, everybody's doing great. We got a lot of younger guys on the squad this year, and I mean, they're picking it up quick. And it's the young guys are getting it. The old guys, I mean, they've known it. They're perfecting it. So everybody's doing real well.
Yeah, so like people like you who are returners with the young guys coming in, sort of, how is that leadership wise? Like if somebody doesn't understand something, are you stepping in, helping them out, like coaching them up in a way? What's that like being sort of a leader from that aspect?
A lot of our older guys really enjoy, like myself, we enjoy helping out the younger players, and like a few other teammates like Kirby and Tyler Walter. They're the first ones to jump in when somebody doesn't know their assignment, stuff like that. So a bunch of guys just helping out each other.
Vincent Salvati joining us right here on the Kirby on Sports podcast at the first day of James Wood Colonels camp. I'm sure we'll be talking to you a lot this season, but appreciate your time, sir.
All right, thank you.
Shout out Q. Shout out Q. Shout out Q. Shout out Q.
Back at the first day of James Wood Colonel's camp. Now joining me, sophomore quarterback Owen Neal. Owen, you came in as a freshman, starting quarterback role. Coming in this year, just how are you feeling after partway through day one of camp?
I mean, definitely not as nervous as I was last year. Last year was a little nerve-wracking, but it's been amazing, been comfortable, been working with these guys for a while now. So it's nice to be able to work with them and be comfortable with them.
Obviously, last year coming in as the starter to this year, sort of knowing the system, knowing the coaches, your quarterback coach is Coach Wilson, your head coach. How does that feel? Are you getting more comfortable in the system as the days progress, like from last year to this year?
Yeah, I'm knowing what like the coaches are looking for, and just being able to just execute them is easier now because I know what they want, and then it's just like with the practice I've had, it's made it really easy to
I
execute.
and I know that these practices still pretty early in camp, that you're still implementing gameplay, so on and so forth. But how does that help in preparation to get you set for the harder practices coming down the line as we get set for regular season football coming up in about a month?
Yeah, I mean, we're just all going 100%, so it's like game like, and like if we're going game like now, it should be pretty easy come August, and just being able to execute now will make it easier in the long term.
Oh, and Neil, really appreciate your time. Best of luck to you this season.
Thank you.
Aidric Yurish, another sophomore quarterback, joining me as James Wood getting set to resume their first day of camp. How'd it feel for you first day coming back? Pretty big quarterback room altogether. What's that like?
It's awesome. Just like being able to experience like sophomore, like having a competition all the time, and having a good line like we do now. It's always great, and having a wonderful coach like Coach Wilson's awesome to have.
Yeah, with a big quarterback room, as mentioned earlier, just what is that like sort of working together in terms of, like coaching each other up, making sure you have the plays correct, the schemes? I know it's early, but what is that like?
Well, me and Owen have a like really good connection, so we're always on each other no matter what. If we make a decision, it's always we both making the same thing. We're always talking to each other, seeing what we could have done differently, what we could have done the same. Just it's always easy. It's always me and Owen fighting for whatever we can, man. It's a blast.
Some freshman quarterbacks coming in, what is that like coaching them up, helping them learn the system that James Wood wants to implement in a way? Although I do know it's early, but what is that like?
It's great. We have a kid named Jackson. He's young, but he has a really good arm. He's really talented. He can do anything. And we have another kid named Connor. He's new to the QB thing, but he's gonna get used to it. And me and Owen just being there to help him a lot, it just gives him like a better IQ and just with someone that's more experienced.
I know it's still early, but going down the line as you get ready for regular season football, some scrimmages are coming up, just getting ready for the harder practices, days like today, a little bit easier, but what's that like having a day like this, 2 days to prepare you for those harder practices?
I think it's gonna help us a lot, just with like being able to only have helmets, like be able to get our full fundamentals down instead of doing it with full padding like off the spot. It's easier with just helmets right now because we can get down the fundamentals completely, and uh, it's easier with everybody like being able to run the routes on air, run the routes on people that like aren't trying to kill them right yet. which is going to help us with scrimmages.
Aidric Yurish joining me as James Wood is here at their first day of preseason football camp. Appreciate your time, sir.
Sure, thank you.
Kobe Mason joining me, the starting running back for the James Wood Colonels going into this season. After the little lunch break the Colonels had after day one of Colonels preseason football camp, how you feeling after this first half of practice going into day one?
I feel good. I'm glad the team's together, doing good. I'm excited for the season to start, and I can't wait to get out there and start hitting people.
So last year you had not a lot of touches, but when you touched the football, everybody knew it because you weren't going down on that first tackle. Very explosive plays. Sort of, what was it like during the offseason? How was your offseason? Were you continuing to work on your craft, getting set? What was that like?
It's just hard work and dedication. That's all it is. I just love perfecting my craft. I just love working with my teammates, getting the team chemistry down, and all of that.
So I know day one of camp, it's early, but these lighter camp days, how does this prepare you personally for the tougher days of practice, getting set for regular season football in the area?
Well, we don't have pads on right now, so I can't really say nothing. But once we get the pads on, we'll start to get tougher and get all it down. Yeah.
So camp today, obviously, still light, but it looked like the running backs got some touches. How'd you feel running through those drills?
I felt good. Getting the jump cuts down, exploding out of the hole, and breaking tackles. That's what I love. That's what I love to do.
Kobe, appreciate your time, man. Best of luck to you this year. Coach Todd Wilson, the head coach of the James Wood Colonels, going into a second season midway through the first day of preseason camp. How you feeling? I know it's early, Coach, but thanks for having us, and it looks like a lot of energy early in this first day.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for stopping by. You're always welcome around our facilities. It feels good. What's good about today is it doesn't feel anything different than what it's felt like all summer, which is a good thing because we've had great commitment all summer long. We've had guys. We've been, for us, we've had around 60 to 70 kids every day all summer. We went Monday through Thursday. We had, a good turnout, and then, early in the week, we did kind of the same routine, just conditioned, got a little lift in, those type of things, had great numbers. And today was nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, guys were fired up. They want to be here, and the energy is really good right now.
So your second year in this, obviously the first year, you've been on staff for a while. Are there maybe some things you've taken away from your first year that might want to tweak, or some things that have worked out well just for you personally?
Yeah, well, I mean, we didn't overhaul a ton of things. I've been around football for quite some time and seen things done differently in different places. And you always, steal different ideas and put them in your tool belt and just wait to use them at some other point in time. So we're really kind of keeping with structure. You know, that's the biggest thing about young men in sports. The greatest thing about it is just like structure. They know what time they're getting started. They know what time this is. You know what I mean? So we don't really fly by the seat of our pants around here. We have an idea of what's going on. Now there's things that we tweaked from last year, but overall it's just starting to, rep things at a higher rate of speed. This year it's not a lot of teaching. Last year we changed the defense, we changed the offense around. So we had to really go a lot of slower paced as far as installation. That stuff isn't happening anymore. So that's the biggest thing, is just the tempo has picked up a little bit.
So it seems like not a lot of change. Most of the coaching staff is still here, and it's still early. So more of just implementing stuff, getting ready for those harder practices, I would assume. Take me through what that's like.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've prepared for those all summer, and that's what we told the guys today. During the summer practices, they got here at the same time, so nothing changes there. They started off here with they lifted weights. They did sort of like a CrossFit circuit. They did a conditioning. So today, nothing was out of the ordinary other than we were on the field. We had helmets on. We were doing more football specific drills. As far as the coaching staff, the players are really familiar with the coaches we have. We lost a great coach in Coach Hartman. He went to Loudoun County, but we filled that position, and we think we've got another new young coach on staff that's going to fill that role for us. So now we're just kind of trying to perfect things the best we can.
So, looking slightly ahead, I know in the next couple of weeks you have 2 scrimmages coming up. Sort of, how are you preparing your team? Because I know scrimmages, you don't just unfold all your cards. How are you preparing your team, like this early, to get ready for these scrimmages coming up? Because before you know it, it's coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've already talked about it with the coaching staff, and setting up a little format for our scrimmage against Hampshire. Hampshire's our first scrimmage. They got a new head coach in Donnie Evans. I'm very familiar with Donnie Evans. He graduated a year before me. I played against him in high school, so we've communicated and stuff. We were up there facility a couple weeks back at their 7-on-7. So as far as the scrimmages, the biggest thing for us is we are playing. I need to reach out to both of those staffs. We are scrimmaging Hampshire and Clark County. The biggest thing about scrimmage is, one, you want to get good reps in. You also don't want to get anybody injured, and for the long term of the season, you want to get good reps in, and you want to see a lot of guys get reps. So those are some hard things to do, is making sure everybody gets equal amount of reps, or trying to make sure you get your 1s and 2s reps, and guys that you think could be some backups, you want to see them get reps. So the hardest thing about scrimmage is, one, making sure everybody comes out healthy, and 2 is just maximizing the reps that guys get, so you can evaluate guys instead of waiting until week 3 and be like, wow, why didn't we know this kid could do that, kind of thing. So those are the biggest things that we're going to take out of the 2 scrimmages.
So, speaking a little bit more on evaluation, obviously it's early, but you mentioned a pretty young quarterback room. You have Owen Neal, Jared Neal's brother, back, Aidric as well, with 2 freshmen. Sort of, what is that like, having younger quarterbacks that you can, per se, mold and work them through your system to get them better and better?
Yeah, absolutely. That's just it. We got a great quarterbacks coach in Coach Yurish. He does a great job with that group, and it's great to have. I mean, I wouldn't say it's lacking leadership. It's lacking experience and some upperclassmen. Other than that, the talent is there, the work ethic is there, the knowledge is there in all 4 of those guys. We got 2 sophomores. Aidric is pushing Owen every day for that starting role. Owen's coming in. He had a season, freshman season, that went well for him. He's a returning starter, but he knows that Aidric is right on his heels. Those type of things are evaluated throughout camp. Those things are evaluated throughout the scrimmages, and then whoever we think is ready to take the lead will be the guy. And that's just the quarterback spot. We are very young. Tell everybody this. I know people don't like to hear it all the time, but I think we looked up the other day. I think we have 3 returners on the offensive side of the ball and 4 returners on the defensive side of the ball. We've had about, I think we got roughly 85 kids out here today. We still are missing about 5 that took late vacation. So I think we're about 90 kids in our program, and out of those 90 kids, we got 11 seniors. So, we are very youthful, and I like that because they're all excited to learn. There's not a lot of bad habits, and it's easy to teach and coach those guys up.
And Kirby, another young one, a senior this year, didn't get too many touches, but you knew when he got the football because he wasn't going down without a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew Kirby had, big play potential. Commend him because he knew last year we had a bell cow in Elijah Richards. The kid carried the ball over 20 times, I think 3 or 4 games. He rushed for right around 1,000 yards. So Kirby didn't have the ball in his hands very much. But when he did, when Elijah was off the field and Kirby was on there, he made plays. So we knew what he could do, and the biggest thing is, like, he's coming in as our starting running back, but has not experienced a lot of game reps. And we're counting on him to play some defensive snaps for us as well.
And just defensively, obviously, I know you lost Zach Smith, that key linebacker you had, but just evaluating your defense. I know it's early once again, but what's that looking like?
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest question mark too. Is like Vinny played right beside Zach last year. I think Zach finished the year up with 113 tackles, and I think Vincent finished up the year with like 90. So, you know, Vinny can hold his own. Now, the biggest question is who's going to be playing beside of him. We know what Vinny can do. We're just trying to find some guys that can play beside of him, and who's the next guy up. Because as you saw last year, you know, when Zach was in there, we were good. He goes down in Liberty, things kind of go downhill. He can't come out and play in the Millbrook game. Our defense looks a lot different when Zach Smith was off the field. So we're looking for not only somebody that's going to be playing beside Vincent, but who's going to be the guys that are backing those guys up.
One more question, because
Yes,
I know
sir.
practice is about to start, but the new wing and the new athletic side of the building, all this construction, I know you're a teacher in the building. Just what's that like?
Phenomenal. I can't wait. I can't wait until it's all finished and the public gets to come in there and experience what it looks like. I know there was a lot of complaints about, you know, the additions to the school and this and that, and they should have just did this and should have done that. You know, my opinion doesn't matter, but once people walk in that building and see what's been done to the facilities, they'll be very, very pleased.
Coach Todd Wilson, day one of James Wood Colonel's off-season camp here at the Ridge Campus, James Wood High School. Really appreciate your time, sir. This will not be the last conversation. Looking forward to covering you all season.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.